So in Schoology, after you've completed the polygonal abstract drawing, we're going to move on to a hope poster inspired by Shepard Fairey. So open this up. There's a little article here about Shepard Fairey and the artist Keith Haring. 3 questions, 3 points. Turn your answers in over here under submissions and add your images to a little gallery that I'll make, okay? So we've all seen that hope poster. Here it is here. I Googled it and added it as a layer in Photoshop because I'm going to need the colors, okay? And then I went online and I looked up somebody who has been important both socially and civilly and historically, and this is Assata Shakur. I was going to use Tupac, but then I went back a little further and I remember reading about Assata Shakur in college, so I picked this individual. So Googled her image, then I went to adjustments, brightness and contrast, and I wanted to simplify this image. Okay, so I adjusted it. If it wasn't black and white already, I went back to image, black and white, and hit OK. And in Photoshop we have what's called filters, so I hit the filter, went to filter gallery, and went to cutout. You can see in the cutout there are some options over here on the right. Number of levels, so that's how many levels of paper cutting if you had it. How simple do you want your edge, and is the edge going to stay true or is it going to be and such soft, okay, with fidelity. So I have 5 levels, edge simplicity is 4, my fidelity is 1. And you can see when you play around with those levels that it will adjust this picture right here. So there we go. So it's already beginning to look like the Obama poster in some ways. So the big thing there is using that filter gallery. Now, to add color, I'm going to be using the magic wand right here, but I'm also going to be using the eyedropper, okay? Eyedropper is a very cool tool to match colors very quickly. So I have 2 layers, actually I have 3 layers. Background, layer 1, layer 2. I want Assata Shakur on top of Obama, but then I can play with the eyeball or the visibility and shut that layer off. Click on my eyedropper, click the color that I want to use, and I'm going to use the magic wand to select a certain value or area on my photo. So for me, the red is, I think, along the edge here, and it's in 1/2 the photo, so I'm going to add the red here. Then I'm going to go back to my wand, select a similar value area here. So I'm clicking on my wand. This gray that I'm picking is also evident on the face, so I'm going to click on that too. It's also down here on the neck. there's a little bit down here and around the eye too, so I'm going to be careful what I click on. Oop. A little bit there. All right, so now I'm going to go to the blue, or the darker value, again, eyedropper, and you can see the blue takes up a large area on this face. Okay, so let me go back. So in such, the blue is the darkest value, so we have some areas that are real dark, so hopefully the wand will see that. Yep. And I got my blue selected. Actually, I don't, so let me click back. I've got to use my dropper. Where is it? Right here. Now I got my blue selected. There we go. I keep going like that, and eventually, you know, it's going to be very, very similar to what we got right here. So I have a yellow color as such to pick. All right, so we have this mid-tone layer that we're going to also use, but we're going to apply the gradient tool. So we can fill it with a different color for now. So there's a little different right there. All right, and I'm going to keep on working my way around. And eventually what I want to do is give it also a red background on one side and a blue on this side. But I will also click on my shape tool right here. It's on a square. I'm going to drag a square out. It has, when I drop it on an area, a frame. I don't want that, but I do want, let me see what the color is in this one. It's a dark blue. You could change that if you wanted. So let's make it blue. Select it again. There we go. And I'm doing this kind of quickly, but you would have time to make this look a lot better. And then text. So, you can pick on T for text right here. You'll see some options pop up right here. Size is big. The type of font. So we're trying to match the font. The font used by Shepard Fairey has a particular style mentioned in the other video. You can use or watch. You can also pick your own. Let me see. Pick the color, make it. You can use the eyedropper again to pick a color. And that looks a little small, so I'm going to double click on it. And in the box, I'm going to change the size to maybe 100. Makes it much bigger. I can click on my move tool to move it. But we're going to create our version of a Shepard Fairey poster. Again, I'd like you to take a little more time, match up these values as best you can, and have a little fun with it. Alrighty, thank you.